Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and I am here to finally give you guys my Sephora brush recommendations. This is probably a third of them. I have a ton of them in front of me. I will try to go through them as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you some that are not Sephora brand that you should still pick up during the sale. And then the other 97% are Sephora collections. As always, timestamps, and I will have all of the links down below. If they are not available, I'll try to find a Sephora collection alternative because they're 30% off. Like, you need to get it. So first up, from Hourglass, you have your powder brush. The smaller side, of course, is for under the eye, and then you have the bigger, fluffier side for your all over powder. And then you have the tiny ambient lighting powder brush for more so the powders, the palettes. The tapered side is for blush, and then you have the rounded side for your bronzer. I love these. It is very luxe but very worth it, I promise. And then the only other brush that I really love and would recommend from Sephora is the Makeup by Mario F4. So I tend to use these with I mean, you could use them for powder, but I really love these with creams. So I'll do like a cream blush and a cream contour or bronzer on the bigger side. So there's that. And if it seems like I'm rushing, it's because I have a cranky baby downstairs waiting for me. First up, for Sephora collection foundation brushes, here are all of my foundation brushes. It is absolutely insane. First up, I have 70 and 70.5. I loved this foundation brush so much that I got it in the mini. It is a very dense, short bristled brush, and they're literally the same size, just shorter. I like this more so for my thicker foundations like MAC Studio Fix, Dior Matte Foundation. This works better to really move around those foundations. Pat McGrath, which is very thin, it'll just like, even though this is very densely packed, that'll just soak up in the brush. So you don't want to use that. Another mama and baby, we have the 56 and 56.5. I got this, what I'm saying, Sephora used to give like swag and little gift bags and things. I got this for another year of becoming VIB Rouge. Now you become Rouge and you don't get any sort of like, I don't know, gift or what have you. But this is just your classic foundation brush. I use this all the time. I've used this even like under the eye for concealer. Beautiful. Not as densely packed as the 80. You've probably seen like dust coming out of it as the 80 brush that I just showed you. I mean, a thinner formula, thicker formula, it works. I love these. So good. Two more here. This is the 47, another amazing one. If you prefer that sort of, I like this one more so for placement. And then I'll use it to buff in by patting in the foundation. That's really nice, but I don't use it to like swipe to blend it out, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Like, I use this for placement and then patting in the foundation, but this just, that slant, if you're a novice, you want this brush first. Again, this is the 47 foundation brush. One that can be a little finicky. I love her. I just have to be mindful of the foundation that I use with her. This is the 64 brush. Again, foundation, but she is dual fiber. And this is the only brush I have like this where it's densely packed and dual fiber, because normally what you'll get is, this is like an old Sigma brush, but you'll usually get a long dual fiber brush like this. That's sort of your traditional bristle. But nope, this one is densely packed, not as dense as the numbers. I'm sorry, I think I called this 80 before, but this is number 70. Not as densely packed as 70. Not good for Pat McGrath super thin formulas. This is good for every type of foundation minus your serum thin foundation. I will say that. So you can go in with a thicker foundation, like, or even the, oh gosh, like the Danessa Myricks, her balms. You can use this foundation brush for that, or you can use it for just your standard traditional foundation formula. I hope that makes sense. Powder brushes. I love these powder brushes. I have 3 of the same number 50 powder brush. That's how much I love it. So I have the original style where the ferrule was, silver with a black handle. Now it's all black. And I just love how it's tapered and you can like really get in there, go like this. There's something about the shape, the density, yes, but the shape as well, that really makes this such a great powder brush. I use them all the time, so much so that I mean, look at this. This is dirty. This one's dirty. Beautiful, beautiful brush. I also have the 59 brush, old school version, the new version. This is the only brush that's giving me a little bit of problems, and that might be just because of like how I handle it, but it's a little loose. I always make sure that when I'm washing my brushes, I put, for example, like a towel down and I'll lean it up against like my toaster, not while it's on obviously, but toaster, I don't know, a book, something, so that they can dry upside down. Please, I know you can, you really shouldn't though, dry your brushes laying down. You don't want water getting into your brush. The original seems to be a bit thicker now that I'm looking at both of them. The new 59 is a bit more tapered, but still I love them both, and more so for like spot powder, application. Lots of face brushes here. So first up, number 74. It's like coming off a little bit. This is the Pro Contour Brush. It's great for just very precise contour placement, and you can buff it out too, but I tend to use a different brush for that. It's really great for, you don't have to, but great for placement. Just your fluffy brush, and it's really all about the shape where it kind of is tapered and then flares out. Perfect for that. Contour, if you want something a bit denser for creams and liquids, we have number 78 here. Again, very dense, a lot like the foundation brush, number 70. So this is 70 for foundation, 78 for contour, liquid, and creams. It doesn't say that on here, but I just can't imagine using this with powder. I also have number 88, which is a bronzer brush, similar to 78, except if this is like a level 10 density, this is maybe like a 7. Still very dense, but it gives you some give, you see, right? And I actually used this today with my Giorgio Armani because I wanted bronzer, but I didn't want it. That sometimes happens. You've seen that in my videos where it's just, I'm using very pigmented products and it can be a lot on the face. So this is just great for very light application because everything sort of sits at the top. You have to make sure you tap off the excess because it's not going to go down into the brush. This is a bronzer brush that I don't use because it's just too massive, and I don't usually, I can't use such a big brush and also have precision, if that makes sense. It's beautiful. I love that I have it in my collection. This is the number 80. This thing is huge. Like, look at the size of my face. Let's look at another, like, look at the hourglass compared to this. Look at even the powder brush, number 59. Let's see, another one, another powder brush. This is 50. massive, absolutely massive, just complete, perfectly round brush, and you're supposed to use it for bronzer and just, but can you imagine someone like me? I already get it all over the place. This is just, I thought it would be good for just quick application. Maybe if I didn't have on foundation and I was doing just a concealer bronzer look, I could see that, but this is, if you're a bronzer girly, this is your brush. My newest addition is 78, and this is Pro Contouring. I'm probably going to use this for bronzer though, not contour. And I only have, which I'm done with the Sephora sale. I'm glad I did not know this before, because then I'd probably pick up more. But I only have the 99 brush for blush. And I used this recently with the Givenchy powder. It's great for that, because if you're going to get this blush, you don't have to get this brush. I feel like I'm reading Dr. Seuss. However, it just works really well when you put everything in the cap and you want to swirl it around and apply it. I would actually use this for powder under the eye. That's what I would do. See, it like fits perfectly, that triangle under the eye to set. Beautiful. I have two highlighter brushes, number 82. No, 62. Oh my God, I'm so blind. Number 62, your traditional fan brush. Yeah. I mean, there's not really much to say about that. The one that I love more than that one though is actually 98. And it has a little bit of a flare out to it. You know, not very dense, not very wide. And I think it picks up a good amount, especially for like the the Rare Beauty highlighter, also the the Dior highlighter, where you might want to pick up a little bit more and really just kind of wash it over your cheeks. I hope that makes sense. This is the perfect brush for that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 concealer brushes here, and actually I really only have 3, because I have 2 of the 57 brush. Again, the old school silver ferrule style, and then the new all black. I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen everybody's video with these 2. They're just perfect. I use these a lot with the NARS brightener in the pot and the NARS concealer, the soft matte in the pot. This is great, 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 great for that style of concealer. Yes, they definitely work with liquids, absolutely, but if you're using a cream, perfection. And the 71, much like its big sister, perfect for application. I am currently using this with my Bobbi Brown corrector and concealer. I just pat in with this, and because I don't know, it's not that dense, and maybe because it has the slant to it, it just works perfectly. It's right now my favorite concealer brush, and maybe because I'm using like my favorite concealer products, that might be why, but it's beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry, I have one more. Whoops. I have the stippling concealer brush, and this is number 52. I don't really use this one because this one is very densely packed. So you see that has a bit more give and what have you. This one is a lot, you can even hear, a lot stiffer. This one has a bit more flexibility and bounce. Not so much this one. That's gonna kick right back at you. This is probably better for placement. I should really use it for that. Maybe for my color corrector and then my concealer, but I can use this for both, so that's why I tend to go with both. If you, oh, actually, see, I don't really have to do that, but if you are someone who maybe has acne or needs to spot conceal, this would be good for that. I could totally see that. I think I'm missing one. I had an eyeliner brush, because I have this one here. This is number 37, but this is like your deep wing eyeliner, and I do use this with like my MAC Black Track, but I had a smaller one, like just like a traditional one. I don't know where that is, but I like this, but this is when I used to be like a sharp wing girly. I haven't done that in a while, actually. I'll put that right in there so I use it, because I used to do that all the time. Like, not quite like Amy Winehouse, but close for sure. These two both say that they're number 18, but they're very different. Yeah. One says Pro Shader, one says Pro Shadow. So in the old school design, Pro Shader, I would use this under the eye to blend out my shadow. I am so sorry. My ring keeps going off because my neighbor cut down their tree. So now the sun is just constantly setting off our ring camera. Anyway, this is great for right under the eye. Lots of detail. Oh, I use this a lot with the Victoria Beckham eyeliners because they are so creamy. You can put them down and then just blend them out. It's perfect for that. And then maybe the new and improved version, number 18 shadow, instead of it being a flat brush, it's rounded in the new imagination of it. And the last brush that I have is the number 27 Pro Blending. It's just your perfect like crease brush, just all over. Usually I put that in my crease and just do a little bit of that, so I get above, like right under the brow and the eyelid. Perfection. I have bought so many duplicates that I have had to, and I'll show you, make a list. And judging by this list and what's in this bag here, I need to update it quickly. Hopefully all of these brushes are still around. If they're not, I'll put some sort of annotation on the screen. I'll also try to find an alternative for you, and I'll put that down below. On that note, I am so happy I was finally able to film this video for you. Let me know if there's a brush that you have from Sephora collection that I don't, that I need to pick up, because I might do that next time. I'll do that at the end of the year, not right now. But at any rate, I hope you are doing well, and I cannot wait to see you next time. You'll see me in the same outfit for my Sephora haul. And then after that, of course, our try-on. So be sure to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed even 30 seconds of it. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.